Da sind wir wieder. Ja, oh Mann, ich habe schwer gestoppt. Naja, macht ja nichts. Wir können ja immer noch gewinnen, wenn es funktioniert. Was ich auch immer gerade gemacht habe.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ich warte mal hier. Komme ich nicht zurück, schade. Dieses Teil da oben kriege ich hier nicht weg. Aber ist mit ja. Okay.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Ich würde sagen, dass ich das so über diesen Pausenraum mache.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Ich meinte bei der Besenkammer. Dass ich jetzt ein bisschen hier drin warte.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Okay, er sagt anscheinend nichts mehr.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley. Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it. Come on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
Do it. Just do it. Now. Ja, das kann man nämlich auch noch ausprobieren.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Ja. Kann man nicht ändern. Jetzt hab ich den Timer. Oh, nee. Scheiß Timer.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Painting or photo. I don't know what it is. It's look like painting. Yes, painting. Painting. Or photo.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Und ist der?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
He stepped in newly opened passageway. Can I go back? No. Can I play piano or something? Can I talk German? Yes. But I don't do it. Gibt's sonst nichts, ne? Also auf dem Bereich ist es das Spiel? Ja, kann man sich kaufen. Selbst im K-Shop kaufen ist es günstiger. Ungefähr die Hälfte. Aber sonst, ja. Lohnt sich natürlich schon, ist geil,
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
aber wenn man das jetzt geguckt hat, dann bringt das ja nichts, oder? Nein, bringt nichts.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Tschüss.
Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Krass.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Stanley, dieses Teilnerv, dieses... Keine Ahnung,
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Eine Art Museum or something. Okay. Kann ich nicht wieder anmachen. Credits. Thank you. Thank you. Send from my iPad. What is an iPad? I only use Android. Da war ich nicht. Da war ich auch nicht. Achso, das ist eine andere Version. Interessant. One option. Obey. Disobey. Ouch. Second option. Okay. Meeting room. Sending. Okay, da war ich nicht. Sending. Da war ich nicht. Da war ich nicht. Sending. Aha. Okay. Sehr interessant, was ist hier? Trailers. Krasser Trailer. Ihr könnt euch das alles durchlesen, wenn ihr Pause drückt. Man kann Pause drücken. Ja. Hier war ich schon nicht darüber lang gegangen. Ja, rechts war ich nicht. Okay. Free demanding. Monitor from elevator. Countdown room. War ich auch. Games. Okay. Stanley's office. Office. Sehr interessant hier. Ich war schon. Da unten war ich noch nicht. Office Clock. What's a cock? Nein, Clock. Idiot. Ah. Okay.
See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'll pick up on intuitively if you have even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad. Shoot. course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it.
Okay. Was auch immer das war. Hier oben war doch dieses Ausgang. Dieses Ausgang, jo. Hey. Exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Ich könnte das jetzt nochmal machen und dann Escape drücken.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Das war echt seltsam.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Genau, ich wollte noch diese Gedankenkontrolle irgendwas machen.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might... Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Und ich fahr wie ein Fahrstuhl und der lädt. Ich lauf.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, of course, the truth Stanley thought that at the end of this realized he simply had too much to live for. Nope, still on board with death.
Licht.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Das dauert noch ein bisschen.
Now the monitors jumped to life.
Sie hat Déjà-vu.
Revealed.
Wichtig, dass Leute, die mal in anderen Folgen geguckt haben. Haben sie nicht?
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them,
das alle, wo
eternally
man
monitored in this
reingehen kann?
place where freedom meant nothing.
Da ist doppelt und geblitzt. Nee, nicht Blitz, sondern Blitz. Was? Fahrstuhl.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it?
Unthinkable.
Was it even possible?
Is
Had
that
he
this
truly
possibility?
spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Ja. Oh. It's going.
Here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So wie das. Ich habe hier noch keine 0 gefunden. Darum mache ich erstmal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ich habe nämlich keine 0 hier gefunden. Wodurch ich auch diese Code da oben eingeben kann. 001 und so. Und nothing. Aber ich habe hier noch keinen Schalter mit 0 gefunden. Es gibt sogar keinen Schalter mit 0. Da kann ich jetzt noch nicht eingeben. Awaiting input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. but I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge, it's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Tja, ich hab's leider nicht geschafft, weil ich, keine Ahnung, da stand lila drücken und da habe ich lila gedrückt, übersät. So ein Scheiß. Nö. Okay, doch.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need cereal,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Okay, ich gehe mal
Stanley
wieder
didn't
hier
want to go
lang.
back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh
It's
dear,
an
would you hold on for a
idiot.
minute, please?
You idiot.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left,
Yes,
right.
and
Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
yes, okay. Down.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to,
It's ein Spoiler when you...
It's all rubbish.
Ist richtig Englisch.
The whole story
Egal.
completely
It's a spoiler
unusable.
if you...
How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay. From the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, wenn er hier nicht ist, ist er beim Boss, vermute ich mal. Oder irgendwo anders.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Let's find... No, not the story. Story, you're here. Story. Story. What's here?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. I am Stanley. Yeah. No.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Okay, der sagt nichts, wenn ich wieder zurückgehe. Ich gehe einfach mal hier lang.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
That's what she said.
I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Gut, ich glaube, wir haben es auch... No. Lol. Schon das dritte Mal oder vierte Mal habe ich das. Das ist voraussichtlich die letzte Folge. Vielleicht kommt da auch noch was. Mal. Ich Lust habe ein bisschen auszuprobieren, obwohl ich schon fast alles habe, ne? Ja, gut. Müsste eigentlich das Ende sein. Vielen Dank für die Blumen, fürs Zuschauen und die Blumen. Ja, die Blume. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Beste Abmoderation der Welt.